Welcome back to another episode of the Hello Sis Dorsey podcast. I have Rocky on the show today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yay, I'm so excited for you to be on. So tell everyone who you are and what you do.
So I'm Rocky Lovanni, and basically what I do is help people implement profit first. But we do much more than that. At the end of the day, business owners went into business to do what they loved and hopefully to get paid and made a profit. So we help them to ensure that they actually hit those goals. Too often, business owners are like, I'll be profitable when, or I'll pay myself what I'm worth when. We believe that you should be profitable day one and that you should at least plan or take for yourself a reasonable salary that's commensurate with the work you do. So we help business owners to be able to do that.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. This is something that I always wanted to dive into, so I'm really happy you're on the show today. Technically, this is for me, but it's for everyone, but it's really for me.
That's the secret. See, people who all have podcasts, it's always for them. The rest of you get to come along on the journey.
Yeah, you can listen, but technically this is for me. This is a special master class for me. Let's talk about the inspiration behind you starting your business. What was that like for you?
So I've always been a money person. Like I learned about money as a kid, and I didn't realize that everyone else didn't learn about money. And that was kind of an aha much later in life for me. And I was like, why is this so hard for people? And then I came to learn that there's a whole bunch of emotions tied to money. And people put all of what we call money scripts on it, behaviors like, oh, rich people are evil, or God's going to take care of me. I don't have to do anything. And all of these different behaviors, which then translate into how they behave with money. So it's like, look, you know what? I can help people build wealth. Then I learned the second lesson. And I think it's what Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger says is nobody wants to get rich slowly. So if I can show you how to get rich this weekend, you'll give me all your money and I'll get rich this weekend, but you won't. They don't want to take a plan that takes 10 years. And it does take time to build wealth. That's the reality of it. And so I really had trouble trying to help in that. And then I got this aha, which was business owners aren't looking at their financials. I'm like, how do you run a business and not understand the business of business? And then the second aha was, oh, they went into business to do what they love, and accounting wasn't on the list. And so, okay, I can help them. And the difference, I think, business owners understand, look, if I got to make payroll, if I got to pay myself, if I got to keep this thing going, I need help. They already hire employees, they hire people. They don't mind having somebody help them achieve their goals. And so, with that, learning the profit first system, by the way, what's in that book, I've been doing my whole life, right? I already knew it, but Mike put it into such a easy packageable practice. I was like, do I want to write a book and redo all this work? I'm like, no, like, let's just partner, get certified by them. And so that's what we do, plus a whole lot more.
Oh, this is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. So, can you remember a time in your business or starting out where you had a hello moment?
Well, I think that was that moment when I came to realize that business owners weren't looking at their financials. Like to me, that was just shocking. I'm like, how do you go into business and not understand business? And I'm like, I spent 2 years going around and talking to people and asking that question. Is this for real? Would people actually pay me to help them? And throughout that journey, I realized it was. And so then I quit my job and took the leap, hoping it was true. And over time I found out, you know what? It is true. It is a bigger problem than I imagined. And I'm having a lot of fun. And I do what I love and I help people and we all make money.
That's awesome. That's
and we keep
amazing.
it too.
That's the important thing, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about how to implement profit first. I'm so excited.
So before we talk about implementation, I think there's two quick things that I want to bring out. The book is written by Mike Michalowicz, serial entrepreneur. He actually sold his companies, walked away with lots of money, and 2 years later he was broke, and they came for the keys to his house and car. He said, "How did we get this wrong?" And he came to realize that the accountant gave him the wrong equation. We're told sales minus expenses equals profit. Well, where is profit in that equation? It's at the end. It's a leftover. He said, no wonder we're struggling. Let's do sales minus profit equals expenses. And now we pay ourselves first, right? You're told pay yourself first. And now you constrain your expenses. Now, there's actually a principle behind what this works. It's called Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law says you will use up all the time and money allocated. All right. And you think about a kid in school, right? They got a book report. Oh, you have 2 weeks to do it. Everybody knows the kid doesn't do anything for the first 13 days. The same thing happens to us as business owners, right? We have a project to do. What's your budget? What's your time frame? Whatever it is, that's what's going to be. But if you constrain your time frame, you constrain your budget, you'll figure out how to get it done because you're thinking about it and you're putting effort into it instead of just whatever. And so it's just being conscious of that and being intentional. So those are the underlying principles behind profit first. The way it works is really simple. It's really based on an old system. Some people have heard of envelope banking from, Dave Ramsey, or and Dave didn't invent it. Dave got it from somebody else and popularized it. Here's the bottom line. It's the same thing, except it's for businesses, and we use bank accounts. And so what happens is the business has a bank account, and all the money goes into the first bank account. We call this our income account. Every time I look at my income account, I know how much money came in. It's clear as day. This is how much money came in because the account's full, whatever full is at that moment. And you'll start to get a feeling of what full is. Now I take the money out of there and I put it into 4 other bank accounts. Can you guess what the first bank account I put it into is?
Me. I
Me,
hope it's
well,
me.
profit, right?
Profit, yes.
Because we're supposed to be profitable. The second account is you. It's your owner's pay so that you can put money aside for you.
So here's the thing. I always have brain fog with my 1 cup of coffee in the morning, so I grab another cup. Or I make a homemade iced coffee or green tea for that middle of the day boost. However, it only lasts for about an hour and I'm back to feeling stuck again. And sometimes coffee give me the anxiety feels. You feel me? Instead of grabbing that extra cup of coffee or tea to boost my energy, I just grab a little shot of Magic Mind. It helps me drink less coffee throughout the day and keeps my energy and focus on point throughout the day. Just enough so that I can focus on doing client work for my business. Magic Mind is all natural ingredients, no sugar, nut free, vegan, keto, and paleo friendly. If you're like me and you have brain fog and need an extra boost to focus, I recommend you try it. Just one shot, get a natural boost of focus and clarity. You can get it at magicmind.com/csdorsey with code CSDorsey20. You also get 56% off your first subscription or 20% off your one-time purchase. That's CSDorsey20 for 56% off. It also works if you're already a subscriber and you can save on your next subscription payment. So if you don't like those jitters, shakes, and afternoon crashes from the coffee or having trouble being 100% throughout the day, then try Magic Mind. Need to know what's in it? Check out the ingredients below in the show notes. Again, go to www.magicmind.com/CSDorsey with code CSDorsey20 for up to 56% off your subscription. I'd get the 30 pack if I was you. Best value. Just saying.
That gives you the freedom to take it, and you know that you're allowed to. The next bank account is for taxes because the IRS has guns and they'll come take your house and everything else. So let's make sure we put money aside for them. The funny thing about this one, when tax time comes, business owners are actually excited about tax time. They're ready to stroke a check. They like, even though paying taxes sucks, they're all just like, oh my God, I can pay my tax bill. I can stroke a check. I'm so cool. It's weird. And then if there's leftover money in the tax account, they get to keep it, which is always nice. And many times there is. And now our last account, our constrained account, is our expense account. Now we learn to live within that constraint. We apply Parkinson's law and say, hey, this is what I've got to run my business on. This is what I said I was going to run my business on. Let's actually do it. And that's the entire system. So every month on a set rhythm. Some people do this once a month. Some people do it twice a month. In the book, they talk about the 10th and the 25th as good days to do it. Some people do it weekly. Please don't do it more often than weekly. You will drive everyone crazy. Okay. Some people, like if you've got like large, big sales that happen occasionally, like once every couple months, then you just do it every time you have a big sale. Right. And figure out the rhythm that works best for you and then do it. Now, here's the really cool thing. In the past, you had to do this manually. There's a new, it's not really a bank. It's like, it's like a banking company. And what they basically do is they automate all of this for you. They set up all your bank accounts within their platform. They automatically distribute the money for you. So you just go about doing what you love. You don't even have to worry about it. And then you can just go, okay, this is how much I have to spend. Oh, look, my profit account's growing. Oh, look, this is happening. And it just does it for you automatically. So that's done through Relay. If that's something people want to automate it, they can. If you want to use your own bank at home, use your own bank. It doesn't matter as long as you'll do it. And that literally is the profit first system in a nutshell. And by setting up these systems, money just grows.
So my question to you is like, do you like, how can I put this? Percentage wise, like how do you know like what percentage to put where? I mean, I know taxes automatically for California is either 25 or 30%, but how can you structure the percentages of the income that you're coming in?
So in the book, Mike has a chart
Oh,
based on the size of the business. But here's the thing. Those are targets. Those are average targets. What we suggest people do is figure out where are you today? Okay? So, if I weigh 200 pounds today and according to the doctor, I'm supposed to be 150, I can't weigh 150 tomorrow, right? I start with where I'm at, and maybe my percentage for profit is 2%, and maybe my pay is 5%. And maybe I'm not saving anything for taxes right now. So we might start at 2% for profit, 5% for pay, and 1% for taxes. And then we go a couple of months and we get used to the rhythm. It's like going to the gym. When I go to the gym, the first time I pick up a set of weights, I don't pick up the heaviest ones. I pick up the lightest ones. I get my form down. I learn and I practice and I get comfortable. In the beginning, it's all about practice. Make this a habit. Now, once we've made it a habit, next quarter, make small changes. Now, maybe we'll up our profit by 1%, up our pay by 1% or 2, up our tax account by 1% or 2, and learn to cut our spending. And over a period of time, and honestly, we tell a lot of business owners, it might take you 2, 3 years to get to your targets or to get better or to get from where you want to where you could be. That's fine. It's okay. This is not overnight success. This is slow, steady progress that will go from where you are to where you'd like to be.
I like that. I like the growth. Like doing every quarter, see where you are. Because I always stress about that. Like, like what percentage should I put in here? How much should I put in here? It's just kind of like one of the things like, but I
No, and
like starting off small.
start off small, build a honestly, if you're really struggling, just start at 1% in each of the accounts. Start at 1% in one account. Just start. And little by little, just keep upping it. And you'd be shocked at how small changes add up to big money. Hundreds of thousands of businesses use it. It works.
I'm definitely gonna try it. So my question, is when you set up the accounts, should all those for all 4 accounts, should it be like some sort of business savings? I know you need to have business checking. Should you do like 3 business savings and 1 business checking or
So your operating account needs to be a checking account, right? Because you're moving money in and out. Your tax account can be savings or that. Your your profit can be savings or checking. It really depends on what are the rules of your bank, who's going to cut you the best deal, where can you spend the least amount of money. It or for my business owners that are getting larger amounts and really starting to build up, we move it from savings account to money market accounts where all of a sudden they're getting 5% interest. And so it as long as it makes sense, that's all that matters. Do what works best for you.
that sounds really good. Any last minute advice you have for our listeners out there?
Just do it. Literally. That is the number one thing that prevents people from success with profit first. They don't take action.
I love it. You hear that, everyone? Take action. Try it out. Start off little. Start off with 1%, just little by little. Keep increasing. Be quarterly, 6 months, however, just as long as you take an action and do it, and you will definitely see things grow. I'm so happy you came on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Where can everyone find you?
So before they come find me, if you like Candace, she's giving you value, would you hit that like button? I'm sure it's right there wherever you're listening. Maybe share it with another business owner who could, use a little bit of help. And then when you're done with that, I have a podcast called Profit Answer Man. And on Profit Answer Man, we go through every single chapter of the book. We share with you our thoughts. We bring on business owners who've used Profit First. You can see how they've had success. We bring on experts to show you how to be more profitable. The whole show is all about how you can have a profitable and growing business. So we talk about all areas of how to make your business more profitable.
Awesome, and we definitely will link those up in the show notes and also where everyone can follow you and get in contact with you. Well, Rocky, thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a blast. I really did. I learned something. You should see my notepad. Those can't see it. I have like a whole long list here. So thank you so much for this. It's been amazing.
You are most welcome. Thank you for having me.